Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing bedtime story with Princess. It's currently about 10:30 p.m. for me right now. My hair is a little crazy, but what are you going to do, right? It's going to get washed eventually. I have an interview tomorrow with McDonald's at 12:45 Eastern Standard Time, so my time. And we're going to do some reading. The first book we're going to do is a Dr. Seuss book called Horton Hears a Who. And then we're going to read Horton Hears a Boo, which is what this book is based on this book. And then we're going to probably read a story from this. I'm having my, I like one of my friends pick it out, so we're going to see what he says and go from there. So let's get started. So first we're going to read Horton Hears a Who. Alright. Horton Hears a Who. Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. I'll read the initial pictures to make it easier. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Newell, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys. When Horton the elephant heard a small noise. Let's see what it is. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked toward the sound. That's funny, thought Horton. There's no one around. Then he heard it again, just a very faint yelp, as if some tiny person was calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton, but who are you? Where? He looked, and he looked, and he saw nothing there but a small speck of dust blowing down through the air. And then it got some problems for old Horton, I have a feeling. I say, but Horton, I never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. But do you know what I think? Why, I think there must be someone on top of that small speck of dust, some sort of creature, very small size. I used to work literally this one at Target, and I got it because I paid $5.05 for it, and Anyway, let's continue. Just want to be seen by my bright elephant's eyes. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow in the pool when he has no way to steer. I'll just have to save him because, after all, a person's a person, no matter how small. So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk through the air, and he lifted that small dust speck and carried it over, and placed it down safe on a very soft close-up. Humph! Humphed a voice. 'Twas a sour kangaroo, and the young kangaroo in her pouch said, "Humph too." Humph too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that? Why, there never has been. Believe me, said Horton, I tell you sincerely that my ears are quite keen, and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there. And what's more, quite likely there's 2, even 3, even 4. Quite likely a family for all that we know. A family with children just starting to grow. So please, said Horton as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just please let them be. I think you're a fool, laughed the sour kangaroo. The young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. And you're the biggest blamed fool in the jungle of Nool, and the kangaroos plunged in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small person get drowned. I've got to protect him. I'm bigger than they. So he plucked up the clover and hustled away. Uh-oh. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talked to a dust speck. He's out of his head. He just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked worrying almost an hour. Should I put that speck down? Horton thought along. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't. After all, a person's a person, no matter how small. Horton stopped walking. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint he could just barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton. He put his ear near it. My friend, came the voice. You're a very fine friend. You've helped us folks on this dust speck now end. You saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You saved all our churches and grocery stores. You mean, gasped Horton, you have buildings there too? Oh, yes, piped the voice. You most really do. I know, the voice called the voice. I'm too small to be seen, but I'm mayor of a town that is friendly and clean. Bidding to you would seem terribly small, but to us who are big, they're wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, for I am a who. Who's are all grateful and thankful to you. Horton called back to the mayor of the town. You're safe now. Don't worry. I won't let you down. Here's the town. Oh. Hang on. Let's see. And Horton cut back to the mayor. But just as he spoke to the mayor on the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys. Okay, I'll leave the first one. Okay, we have a story out. We'll start with the first one. Probably a Spider-Man story. Let me see. We can look at it later. But as he spoke to the mayor on the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, "What rot! This elephant talking to who's who are not. There aren't any who's, and they don't have a mayor. So we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there." Uh-oh. They snatched Horton's clover and carried it off to a black-bottomed eagle named Vladikoff. a mighty strong eagle with a very swift wing. And they said, "Will you kindly get rid of this thing?" And before the poor elephant could speak, that eagle flew off with the flower in his beak. On that late afternoon and far into the night, that black-bottomed bird flapped its wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after with groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, "Please, don't harm my little folks who have just as much right to live as us bigger folks do." Far beyond him that eagle kept flapping and called over your shoulder, "Quit your yapping. I'll fly through the night. I'm a bird, I don't mind it, and I'll hide this tomorrow where you'll never find it." At 6:56 the next morning he did it. It was sure a terrible place that he hid it, that he let that small clover drop inside of a great patch of clovers 100 miles wide. "Five now," screamed the bird, "but I think you will fail." And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. "I'll find it," cried Horton. "I'll find it or burst. Find it or burst. I shall find my friends on that small speck of find it. I shall find it," cried Horton. "I'll find it or bust. I shall for my friends on my small speck of dust." And clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched and called, "Are you there?" But clover by clover he found that one he sought for was just not around. And by noon poor Horton was more dead than alive. He had picked up and hung up 9,005. Poor Horton. I hope he found his friends. And then all that afternoon, and hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. "My friends," cried the elephant, "do tell me, do tell. Are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well?" And look at all those clovers piled up. Look at all those clovers piled up. From down on the dustbag, the voice of the mayor Down on the dustbag came the voice of the mayor. "We really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped. We landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chairs smashed, our bicycle tire blew up and then we crashed. So, and please, the mayor." The mayor's like, "Will you stick by us who's? Or we're making repairs?" "Of course," replied Horton. "Answered, "Of course I will stick by you small folks through thin and through thick." "Hump," humped the voice. "For almost 2 days you run wild and insisted on chatting with persons who never existed. Such carrying on in our peaceable jungle. We have quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I'm here to state, snapped the sour kangaroo, that your silly nonsensical games all through." The young kangaroo in a pout said, "Me too." With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and cousins and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws whose help I engaged, you're going to be roped and you're going to be caged. And as for your dustbag hat, that we shall boil in a steaming hot kettle of beesnut oil. Boil it, guys. What you can't do, or that you can't do. It's full of poisons, and they'll prove it to you. Mr. Mayor, Horton called. "Mr. Mayor, you've got to prove Now that you really are there, so call a big meeting and get everyone out. Make every who holler, make every who shout, make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in a bees or nut stew. And down the desk the scared little man, quick calling a big meeting in Whoville Town Square, as people cried loudly to out in fear, "We are here, we are here, we are here, we are here." The elephant smiled, as clear as a bell. You kangaroo surely heard that. That's very well. All I heard, snapped the big kangaroo, was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you didn't either. The young kangaroo in the house and me either. Get him, they shout, and cage the big dope. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tying the knots tight so he'll never loose, and dump that down stuck in the bezel nut juice. Fortin fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wayflesh gang was too many for him. They beat him, they mauled him, they tried to haul him into his cage, but he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up. Believe in you all, a person's a person, no matter how small. And you very small persons will not have to die." Mickey said heard, so come on now and try. There's Horton. Look, there's Horton. The man began to say Tom and he started to smack it all over Whoville. They whipped up a racket, they rattled tin kettles, they beat on brass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots on clarinets and oompaws and boom-paws and flutes. A gust of great loud racket hang high through the air, and they rattled and shook the whole sky in the A gust of loud racket rang through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the man hullabaloo, "Hey, Horton, how's this? There's our sound coming through. In Quebec, I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroos' ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Every who down in Whoville are you sure who down in Whoville is working? Look through your town. Is there anyone shocking?" Through the town rushed the mayor from east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seemed to be yapping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping, but that wasn't enough for that ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched floor to floor. I want to go on the interview. Since he felt he was getting nowhere, and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through the door, and the mayor discovered one sugar questioning away in the Fairfax apartments 12J. A very small sugar named Jojo was just standing and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside and grabbed the young twat. And he climbed the ladder up the Eiffel Tower. This, called the mayor, is a town ducat hour. Time for our who their blood is red to come to the aid of their country, he said. You got to make noise in greater amounts. I'll be your mouth, lad. Every voice counts. Thus he spoke. Then he got to the top. The lad cleared his throat and shouted out, "Yawp!" That one small yap, that one small extra yap, put it over. Their voices are heard and they ring out clear and that speck on that clover. Their voices are heard, they ring out clear and clean. They live and smile. Do you see what I mean? They prove they are precious no matter how small, and the world was just saved by the smallest of all. Yes, how true. Yes, how true. The kangaroo from now on, you know what I'm planning to do? Now on, I'm going to protect him with you. Then kangaroo in her pouch said, me too. From the sun in the summer, the rain when it's fallish, I'm going to protect them no matter how smallish. The end. Okay. It's time for our next book. Horton Hears a Boo. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Boo. Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Boo, written by Rain Bradford, illustrated by Tom Brandon, based on the book Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss. In the jungle of Newell, near Global Lagoon, in the hush of the night, 'neath the October moon, he was counting the stars. There was more than a few, when Horton the elephant heard a strange "Oh!" The sound thrilled Horton. It gave him a scare. He climbed up a tree and asked, "Who are you? Where?" And his friend the king kangaroo came hopping along. "Why, hello there, Horton. Is anything wrong?" The young kangaroo at pouch said, "Absurd." When Horton explained what he had heard. Then it happened again, a mysterious boo. It started off soft, and then loud and slowly it grew, and the kangaroos jumped 14 feet off the ground upon hearing that ear-tickling, fear-prickling sound. I wonder what it can be. Could that boo, whispered Horton, be a blip in the block, or a triple-eyed bat flying out of the fog, or perhaps it was a trick whispered by the Wickersham brothers. Those three have been known to enjoy spooking others. The kangaroo softly, shaking with fear. "It's not us," said the monkeys. "We're hiding up here." I wonder what it could be. We were romping around in the caverns of goo, spending time in the slime as we so often do. When we spotted a shadow that made our foot crawl, for the creature who made it was 20 feet tall. It had antlers and claws and 2 tails, maybe more. We had never seen anything like it before. And that shadow cried, "Boo!" We were scared. We were scared. Yes, it's true. And so now we'll live here, this treetop with you. Maybe not, said Horton, beginning to doubt. Why on earth could this creature be booing about? Yes, it could be a trick, or it might be a warning. But it doesn't mean we stay up here till morning. It could be a creature from a faraway land. If we never find out, we won't understand. But Horton climbed down from the tree and tiptoed to the cave. Then his friends followed suit, trying hard to be brave. And the sound echoed forth from the caverns of goo, and the sound wasn't small, but a big booming boo. I don't know what it could be. The young kangaroo quickly covered his ears. Having Horton so tightly, it brought him to tears. "It's not nice to say boo, you ought to remind him," the monkey told Horton while they hid behind him. Horton opened his ears, which were big and quite keen, and the noise that he wasn't heard wasn't spooky or mean. Yes, he heard the word boo, that was perfectly true, but listen some more. He heard of boo-hoo. Aww. Which was a lost little who, so incredibly small. Without help from a lens, he could not be seen at all. And they clung to the leaf of a bees or nut flower, to a plant which to them is seen as tall as a flower. "My goodness," said Horton, "what's wrong, little one? Crying on by yourself doesn't seem like much fun. With all your boos, you intended to scare us. But now that we found you, we feel quite embarrassed." Horton's friends gathered around, looking astonished, but also relieved that their fears were unfounded. Why had they been so afraid of a small little who? "Why, how can we help?" asked the young kangaroo. "Will you carry me home?" the who asked. "Pretty please. I was whooshed from my house by a mouse with a sneeze. Then a breeze made it worse, and the wind sent me flying, and I crashed and landed here, and I had a duck crying. If you bring me back home, my boo-hooing is over." The elephant smiled. "I know just the right, Clover. Some things may sound spooky the first time you hear them, but that doesn't mean you continue to fear them. If you listen to folks all the way to the end, you might meet a who becomes a new friend." The end. Okay, guys, we have one last story before bedtime. Alright. And it's called Spider-Man Short Circuit. So let's get started. Spider-Man Short Circuit. Peter Parker is at the movies with his best friend Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. Suddenly the whole theater went pitch black. "Oh man," growled Miles. "They were just about to catch the bad guys." An usher addressed the complaining crowd. "Sorry, folks," he said. "We're having a power outage. Must be due to the lightning storm outside." "Lightning storm?" The three friends exchanged a worried look. "Look, let's check it out," said Gwen. I'm going to tell you a bit of Spider-Man 1. Outside in Times Square, the scene was frantic. Someone had taken the city's power. My spider is tingling," mumbled Gwen. Miles nodded. "Mine too." "Thanks for your advice," confirmed Peter. "One day, I let my spider sense to put me to the nearest hot dog vendor." The three heroes quickly ducked into an alley to change into their spider costumes. "It looks like Electro is up to his old tricks," said Peter. "He wants to use the city's electricity to strengthen his superpowers. We need to stop him before this becomes dangerous," said Gwen. Suddenly there was a loud crash as a truck collided with a car. Following the pull of his spider sense, Miles directed his attention to a strange sound nearby. Zzz. Miles heard a loud buzzing and followed it down to the subway tunnels, only to find Electro. Uh-oh. He was absorbing the energy from the subway rails. Miles accidentally kicked a stray soda can, attracting Electro's attention. "What's this?" Electro spoke. "Another Spider-Man." Thinking quickly, Miles fired a venom blast at the spider villain and missed. Until again. Thinking quickly, Miles fired a venom blast at the supervillain and missed. You must still be in training. Etcher laughed. Angered, Miles tried again. This time with his web shooters, but Electro shot back on the lightning bolt and knocked him out cold. You better come with me, mini spider, Electro said as he tossed Miles over his shoulder. Where are you taking him? Probably can't be anywhere good. Suddenly a familiar voice came behind the supervillain. Electro, why so blue? The ghost spider fired her web shooter, trying to capture Electro. Zap! Electro blasted the lightning bolt and knocked over a stunned ghost spider. Spider-Man leapt into the ceiling and tried to wrap a web around the limp Miles to pull the hero toward him. Whoosh! The train came thundering through the tunnel. Spider-Man grabbed Ghost Spider just in time. They clung to the wall as the train roared past. Once it was clear, they hopped down and looked around. The train was gone, and so were Electro and Miles. The Lone Singers searched New York City, hoping to track down their friend and not-so-friendly enemy. Meanwhile, at the city's Electro Council Center, the city's Energy Control Center, Electro had taken Miles and the facility's worker prisoner. He stood in front of a giant control panel. Once I hack into the system, I'll be unstoppable. Electro crowed. I think you caused enough mischief for today, Spider-Man said as he burst into the room. Electro was distracted. Ghost Spider quickly crept in and freed Miles. Before Electro knew it hit him, she swooped in and fired a pair of webs that pinned Electro against the wall. Electro quickly broke free. He roared, electricity coursing through him. Then he fired a supercharged lightning bolt that sent all three wall crawlers ducking for cover. Miles, whispered Ghost Spider, your venom blast is the only way. Miles was hesitant. What if he missed again? Don't worry, Spider-Man encouraged Miles. We'll do this together. Ghost Spider quickly shot webs at Electro while Spider-Man leaped into the air and tackled him to the ground. This place is crawling with bugs, hissed Electro. Now, Ghost Spider called to Miles. Miles summoned his courage and fired his venom blast at Electro, shocking the Spider villain until he was fully charged. Immediately, Electro began to short circuit. Look at this great action shot. They sure could get him. With Electro in custody, the trio changed and headed back to the theater. Thanks for having my back, Miles to his friends. You guys showed me that being part of a team also helps you being great on your own. And you're a really important part of this team, said Princess Smile. Wow, my spider sense is tingling, said Peter. Mine isn't, began Miles to lead nearly into a hot dog cart. Miles laughed. Movies, hot dogs, and catching bad guys. This is definitely the right team for me. The end. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed Princess's story time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, my friends. Mwah! Princess out.